in the previous episode.
Can you believe it? That's so cool.
And now...
Hi guys, I'm Zach from NerdWorks Media, and today I'm back with another Rate My Ride episode. Today being our 7th episode, I thought it'd be pretty cool if we dedicated today's episode to the 7s that we all know in the car world, the Rx-7. So the Mazda Rx-7, FD shape in particular being my dream car, I'm going to be super happy to film this episode, and I'm also super happy to have a few guys send me out their pictures of their cars and stuff. Big shout out to them, obviously all their Instagrams tagged and stuff. And yeah, I'm going to try not be super duper biased towards them. I promise I'll try. No solid promises though. So starting us off, we have Duran S13. Now don't let the name fool you. He does have an S13, but he also has one of the most stunning RX-7s I've ever seen. It is a Montego Blue FD, and on what seems to be like a matte black or a matte dark grey set of TE37s. I'm not sure if they are or not, I'm just off what I can see. Basically, the only way to really properly describe this car is to describe it as yeah. Anyway, so it's a stock 13B motor, but it's fine, not everything needs to be a bolt to like 1,000 horsepower. It does have a big brake kit or bigger brakes, as well as a sunk 2 exhaust system. It also has paint correction by MC's Detailing, and the car has its English. And the car has all of its servicing and maintenance done by Rustec Race Engineering. So there isn't much done to this RX-7 in terms of modifications like single turbo and I don't know, all the fancy stuff, but it do be looking kind of fine though. Duran, I really don't know what to say. Your FD is stunning. It's literally, you're probably the closest, well, you own the car that's probably the closest to what I'd consider my dream FD RX-7. The Montego Blue is exactly the color that I want. The only difference between like when I get my RX-7 and yours would be I want white TE37s because I think they would look really nice, and I have a really cool idea for a body kit design that I'm working on in terms of like in my head for the RX-7s. All still very concept stage and haven't done anything properly yet, but I have an idea. Before we actually go to the rating, I want to give Duran a huge shout out. He's been such a mate. He's really helped me out with like, well, he's been trying to help me out with like videos and stuff to do, and there's a lot of wind. I hope this isn't going to make the recording sound all funny, but anyway, Duran, you've been like a really good friend and like helping me out a bit, so just a big shout out to him. Follow his Instagram. Besides his cool RX-7, he's got that S13 like I mentioned earlier. It's all really cool, so huge shout out to Duran. Now onto the rating. For me personally, on the scoring system, I kind of reserve the 0 to 4 mark as like they don't look good at all, like they're kind of rust out, or I don't like the body mods or something to that effect. Then the 4 to 6 range I kind of keep for like the middle cars, the stock cars, so they're not boring, but there's nothing really done to be exciting to them either. And then I have the 6 to 10 mark, which I try keep for like the super fancy built up cars. So Duran, I can't really give you such a high mark because you do have a stock RX-7, although I think I'm going to squeeze you in a 7 out of 10. It's an amazing car, and I don't know what else to say. I'm in love with your car. Please. No, it's such a... It's so cool. But yeah, I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said, can't really give it the highest scores, but damn, this thing deserves a high mark. So, my only mark on the car would be, there's a different wing that came on the Rx-7s. I'm not really sure on the submodels of the Rx-7s. So, I think it's like a Type R or something. It's the ones that you always see in the States. They've got like, I don't know, they've got a different wing. That wing is really cool, and I think that would suit your car really well. If like the sides were color matched and you had a carbon center, that would be perfect. Otherwise, like I said, not every car has to be built. This can stay stock for the rest of its life, and it looks divine. So next up we have Nalkal JDM. You guys may remember him from the blue Skyline that we rated in our 3rd episode, if I'm right. I think it was our 3rd episode. So in that episode, I got his R32 confused with one of his RX-7s. We're actually going to be looking at that RX-7 today. So this silver FD RX-7 is a 1997 Type RS, which was imported from Tokyo, Japan in March of 2017. So this is like a genuine, really cool Jap spec JDM car, I guess. I thought there was someone behind me. It's fully legit. It's 100%, I guess. I don't know. You can't get more JDM than a car from Japan that actually was from Japan. It wasn't like a submodel sent to a different country. That's really cool. Now, when he bought the car, it was completely stock, 110% stock. But since then, he's actually started with his own project in it. So he's actually started a at-home single turbo project for it, and yeah, that's like super cool. I'm gonna try run through the mod list really quickly. There is a lot of things done, so please forgive me if I'm not giving everything as full attention as it should deserve, but I'm in a rush, alright? So it's got a V-mount intercooler, a Walbro 255 IPH fuel pump. IPH? LPH. It's got a big fuel pump, a pineapple racing pulleys, that's the best name that I've ever heard ever, a 50mm wastegate and screamer pipe, hells yes, an AME wideband, original BBS wheels, the BBES 17x9J from a Type RZ. Then it's got a full 76mm exhaust from V brand turbo to an HKS, English please, an HKS back box. It's got an HKS EVC 4 boost controller. It's got Apex Power FC and handling controllers. Controller. It's got an X Power turbo, but that one's actually on its way out, and it's going to be replaced with a huge whole set H1E turbo. Sounds fun. The more boost, the better. So I mean, this FD is pretty sick. I don't know what else to say about it. It's body wise it's pretty stock, but that's not always a problem, I should say. Personally, I'm one that your body looks should match the performance of your car. I'm very much a style person, yes. So if it had like a little bit of a different front bumper or front lip or rear diffuser, rear wing, even if it was a ducktail or something like that, just subtle, it doesn't have to be like a full-on Rocket Bunny kit or anything, but just some subtle body mods to add a little bit of a flair, to add to the extra performance, would be 110%. I think that would look great. Not that the car doesn't look great as it is. So now as a rating, I'm going to give you a... Oh wait, it's modded, so I can give it like a good rating this time. Yes. Although I am trying to mark strictly, so anyway. Now I think I'm gonna give you a 8 out of 10. It's an absolutely supreme build. It looks amazing, stock, but it could use one or two little, I don't know, carbon details to add a little bit of finesse on the side, a little bit of spice. But otherwise, personally, I think you have an absolute divine build. The turbo setup sounds amazing, so all credit where it's due, man. So last but not least, we have Russ Tech Race Engineering. I hope I'm saying that right. Sometimes Instagram names are kind of confusing to say. Also, English is difficult because apparently I can't speak. So now he also has a silver FD Rx-7, a 1997 model as well. But this one is pretty intensely built. So it is a Bridgeport 13B with a single T78 ball bearing turbo. It has a V-mounted intercooler, an upgraded ECU, and upgraded fuel pumps, with a 3-inch SS exhaust. Then it's running on K Sports coilovers, going onto a set of 18-inch Lenzo DR1 wheels with Yokohama semi-slick tires wrapped all around. So now, if I'm right, this is the front end that comes off a lot of the American spec RX-7s, that front end that's kind of got like the license plate holder built into it, molded into it, whatever you want to say. So that kind of sets it aside, just an interesting little side note on this. But I mean, like, damn, this thing is beautiful. Again, like Nell's car, this is really clean and beautiful, but I, again, personally think if you're gonna have like high-end performance, the body should kind of match that. So I don't know, just even like small carbon lips and stuff would really set the car aside and bring it all together and so on. For rating, these things are always so hard to rate because I mean, again, it's like my dream car. If I could, I'd rate all of these like a 20 out of 10, never mind just a 10 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. But I think for a rating, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10 again. This is really, really good and really clean and looks divine, and it's such a nice build, but it needs something to set it aside. Just a little something, I don't know what. I don't know if you got like maybe an aftermarket front bumper, just a little side lip, a different wing. I really don't know, but yeah. That would, for me, just a little extra something body wise would give it that 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for me. So alright, well, that's gonna do it for this Sevens special on our Rate My Ride series. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, a huge shout out to everyone that took part in this video, or well, they sent me pictures for this video. Huge shout out to everyone that joined for this episode, and yeah, I hope it was cool. A huge shout out to all the guys that took part in this episode. Obviously all their Instagrams were on screen while their section came up. Go check them out on Instagram. They have obviously some really cool builds. Go check them out. What are you still doing here? Go check them out. But yeah, that's gonna probably wrap it up for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy, tell me how I can improve in the comments, and dislike the video, although you don't have to. You don't have to. But yeah, until next time, guys, cheers. Okay, things are recording. I'm lifting my hand in 3, 2, 1. Hand is up. Waving. What's the right word here? I actually also hope, because I didn't take the cover off my phone, I hope that hasn't screwed it up either. Anyway, but I hope... No, yeah. Chip chop, chip chop, chip chop, chip flop, blip blop, blip blop, blip blop, chip chop, chip chop. I'm shitting down. Hello. To quote James May here, the extra little fizz, that fizz on the side. I think... Ooh, my voice is breaking again. When will you learn? Moving on. The spice.